Meet Sarah. She's 28, earns $52,000 a year as a marketing coordinator, and she's doing everything right. Every month, $500 automatically transfers from her checking account into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. No day trading, no crypto gambling, no guru nonsense, just solid textbook investing. 5 years later, Sarah checks her portfolio. She's contributed $30,000 of her hard-earned money. The market has added $6,738. 5 years of powerful compounding netted her less than what she deposits in a single year. This is the part of the compound interest story nobody shows you. The brutal early years where your money barely moves, where the growth you were promised is technically there, but functionally invisible. The chart everyone shows you is incomplete. Every finance YouTuber shows the same exponential curve, flat at first, then shooting skyward. Start early. Let compounding work its magic. And look, that advice isn't wrong, but it's dangerously incomplete because that chart never labels where you are on it. Here's what those first 5 years actually look like for Sarah investing $500 monthly at 8% average annual returns. Year 1, she contributes $6,000. The market adds $225. That's $18.75 per month, less than a Netflix subscription. Year 2, market adds $742. Total gains $967. After 2 years of discipline, she's earned what she makes in 1 week at work. Year 3, market adds 131, cumulative gains 2,298, still pocket change. Year 5, she's put in 30,000, market gains 6,738. That's just 18% of her portfolio. She's still doing 82% of the heavy lifting. The compounding isn't broken. It's just that at low balances, 8% of a small number is still a small number, and nobody warns you how demoralizing that feels. The crossover point changes everything. There's a specific moment when everything shifts, when the market's annual gain on your portfolio exceeds your annual contributions. Before this crossover, you're the engine. After it, your portfolio becomes the engine. For Sarah contributing $6,000 yearly, this happens at year 10. Her portfolio hits $91,473, and the market adds $6,758, more than her $6,000 contribution. For the first time, her money out-earns her deposits. Watch what happens next. Year 15, portfolio reaches $173,119. The market adds $13,186, more than double her contribution. She's gaining over $1,100 monthly from the market alone. Year 20, portfolio hits $294,510. She's contributed $120,000 total. The market has added $174,510. For the first time, 59% of her wealth wasn't earned at her job. It was generated by her portfolio working 24/7 in the background. Year 30, portfolio grows to $745,180. She deposited $180,000 over 3 decades. The market contributed $565,180, 76% of her total wealth. This is the compound interest chart people show you, but they skip the first decade where Sarah did almost all the work. And that omission is dangerous. When life interrupts the math. Meet Marcus. Same situation as Sarah, 28 years old, investing $500 monthly. But in year 4, his transmission dies. He pulls $8,000 from his portfolio to cover it. Just once. Just $8,000. Without the withdrawal, Marcus hits the crossover at year 10. With it, he doesn't hit it until year 11. By year 20, that single $8,000 emergency has cost him $29,000 in lost growth. By year 30, it's cost him over $63,000. This isn't punishment, it's mathematics. He pulled money off the runway before the plane could take off, resetting his compounding base during the most vulnerable years when every dollar matters most. According to the Federal Reserve, the median retirement savings for Americans aged 55-64 is only $185,000. Many invested for decades but faced emergencies, job losses, and medical bills that repeatedly reset their progress. They spent their entire investing lives on the flat part of the curve and started withdrawing right when the math was getting interesting. The psychological toll. Meet Jennifer. She's been investing $400 monthly for 3 years. Her total gains, $1,850. Meanwhile, her Instagram feed explodes with finance influencers posting about how compounding built their wealth. She feels like she's failing. The math feels insulting. She sacrificed real money, skipped vacations, cooked at home, bought used, and the market gave her what she earns in less than a week. So she quits. Not because she's lazy or doesn't understand compounding, but because the honest early year math is demoralizing and nobody prepared her for it. This psychological barrier kills more investment plans than market crashes ever will. 3 levers to reach the crossover faster. Lever 1. Income is your accelerator. Below the crossover, every extra dollar you earn matters more than every dollar you save. Meet David. He's investing $500 monthly like Sarah, but in year 3 he gets a raise and increases his contribution to $700 monthly. At $500 a month, he'd have $294,510 by year 20. At $700 a month, he reaches $412,000 and 3 and 14. That's $117,804 more. Not from better stock picks or market timing. From $200 extra monthly. A modest raise, a side project, a skill upgrade that made him more valuable. You can't frugal your way across a 6-figure gap. You have to earn your way across it. Lever 2. Protect your base like your life depends on it. Remember Marcus losing $63,000 from one $8,000 withdrawal? This is why an emergency fund isn't optional. It's load-bearing infrastructure. Meet Amy. Same investor profile, but she keeps 6 months of expenses, $15,000 in a high-yield savings account before investing heavily. When her car dies, she uses emergency savings, not her investment account. Her compounding base stays intact. By year 30, Amy has $182,000 more than Marcus. Same income, same life emergency, completely different outcome because she had a wall between her portfolio and life's inevitable surprises. 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. Boring. Unsexy. Absolutely critical. It's what keeps your runway intact during the years you're most vulnerable. Lever 3. Measure what actually matters. Stop comparing yourself to the exponential curve. Those charts sell dreams, not reality. Instead, track metrics that matter before the crossover. Your savings rate 15 per plus is excellent. Net worth milestones 10K, 25K, 50K, 100K. Distance to your personal crossover point. Months of runway you've built. Celebrate $5,000 saved, then $10,000, then $25,000. Not because compounding is doing much at those levels, but because every dollar closes the gap to the point where it will. Think of it like building a runway. The plane doesn't take off at the beginning. It takes off at the end. But without laying every foot of pavement, the plane never leaves the ground. The uncomfortable truth. Compounding is real, powerful, one of the most important wealth-building forces that exists. But it's not fair. It rewards people who already have the most. The bigger your base, the harder it works. The smaller your base, the more invisible it is. A millionaire earning 8% makes $80,000 annually doing nothing. Someone with $5,000 makes $400. Same percentage, wildly different realities. This doesn't mean don't invest with what you have. You absolutely should. Every dollar matters, but go in with eyes open. The first 5, 7, even 10 years might feel flat. Growth might feel insulting. You might wonder when the magic starts. It hasn't started because you're still building the runway. And that's not failure. That's the process. If you're in the flat years right now, you're not behind. You're not doing it wrong. You're doing the hardest part, laying invisible pavement that makes everything after it possible. Your job isn't to make compounding work today. Your job is to invest consistently regardless of how it feels. Aggressively grow your income. Protect your base with emergency savings. Measure progress by runway length, not altitude. The crossover is real. Now you know exactly where it is and what it takes to reach it. Stop staring at the curve. Start building your runway. The math doesn't care about motivation. It cares about time, consistency, and a base large enough to matter. Give it those three things, and the crossover will come. Not in year 1, not in year 3, but it will come. And when it does, you'll understand why every dollar you stacked during the flat years was worth it. Subscribe for more reality-based financial education, the numbers they skip, the truth they don't sell, and the strategies that actually work.